guys. Hey, 5th grade. We are back to read some more from our book, The Legend of Skeleton Man, written by Joseph Bruchac. We read the first chapter, and we met a girl whose parents had disappeared. And this old man shows up and says he's her uncle. Now, as far as she knows, her parents don't have any relatives at all. But the social services people say she has to go with this old man. So she kind of gives in. And where we left off in chapter 1, it said, what was that? Footsteps, heavy ones on the stairs. Now I am afraid. So we're going to start with chapter 2. The knock on the door. It's the 7th night that I've been in this house. I should be ready for his routine by now, but I'm not. First, there's the all too familiar sound of heavy feet thumping up the stairs. Thump, thump, thump. Then there's a long silence while he catches his breath. Thump, 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 and silence. There are exactly 36 stairs, so he does this 11 times. The 12th time is when I hear the wood on the landing creaking. And then comes the worst part, the silence. Because even though he makes noise coming up the stairs, the noise always stops when he reaches the top. Just that first creak when he steps up from the last stair, and then nothing. I imagine that his feet don't really move. He just glides half an inch above the rug like Dracula in the movies. I know that can't be what happens. I know I'm just scaring myself, and that it's the thickness of the rug in the hallway that cushions his steps so I don't hear them. But even so, I find myself getting up from the bed to stand in the middle of the room, staring at the chair I have in front of the door. And I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, he won't come to my door tonight. Maybe he'll just go down the hall and into his own room and hang by his toes from the rafters or whatever he does. Maybe he'll leave me in peace. As always, I'm holding my breath. I'm listening like a deer does when it catches the scent of a mountain lion, and then the wind changes so that it can't smell it anymore. But the deer knows the lion is out there somewhere, maybe moving away, maybe getting closer, maybe whack, whack. The crack of his bony knuckles against the thick wood of the door makes me jump a mile. But I don't scream like I did the first night he did this after I was brought here. "You all right?" he says. His voice isn't all that scary, even though it's muffled by the door and sounds as distant as the voice of a memory or a ghost. I lean back away from the door, trying to make my voice sound as far away as possible. "I'm okay, I'm in bed, I'm going to sleep," I say. And then I wait. Click. That's it. It's the sound of the lock on the outside of the door. Like every other night, he's locked me in. The first night it scared me, but now it makes me breathe a sigh of relief. I count out under my breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I hear it, the sound of his feet going back down the stairs. And unless he comes floating down the halls at midnight, or maybe flying outside to peek in the windows, that's it for the night. I could try to go to sleep now. I'm locked in and I guess safe. And like the other nights before this, I will try not to think about what it is that I am locked in against. I'll try not to think about why there are bars on my windows. I look around the room. There's not much to see. There's the 4-poster bed, the bedside stand, and a table by the window, which is covered with thick purple curtains. The walls are bare, though there are square and rectangular shaped places where the wood isn't quite so dark. I guess there used to be pictures hanging there. There's no closet, just one of those old stand-up wardrobes. It has only 6 coat hangers in it, but my stuff is still in the suitcase in the cardboard box I brought with me, because I am not planning on staying long, so I don't want to unpack. All the furniture in the room seems to be pretty old, made of dark wood. The rug on the floor is new and it's cream-colored. It doesn't really go with everything in the room, but at least it means things aren't so dark in here. I'm grateful for that because the only light is the one on the nightstand, and it's got a 40-watt bulb in it. There's also a light in the bathroom, which is attached to the room. I always leave the bathroom door open with the light turned on. I walk over to the window. Bad idea, a voice is saying to me, but I'm doing it anyway. Don't look outside. But I can't help myself. I reach for the curtain, feel the heavy fabric in my hand, pull it back, and the whole world explodes in a great burst of light and sound. Chapter 3, The Dream. I don't scream. It was only thunder and lightning, a rumble that shook the whole building as if it were a dollhouse rocked by a giant's heavy foot thudding down next to it. When there was lightning, Mom always said it was the flashbulb of the Creator taking pictures with a giant camera. Dad always said thunder is the rumbling steps of the Henos, the thunder beings, who live in the sky. They're good guys who throw down lightning like spears to destroy monsters. But this time at least, their lightning spears seemed to have missed. In that moment of absolute brightness outside, my eyes took their own quick picture, one that made me yank the curtains back in place and get into bed with the covers over my head. What had I seen in the flash of lightning? Down there, on the lawn, his face shaded by a wide-brimmed hat, was a man. A tall man, skinny as a skeleton. He was standing at the door of an old shed. It was my uncle. My mind is going a million miles a minute now. Why is he there? What is he doing? Am I just being paranoid, or am I really in some kind of danger? My mind keeps going back to that shed. It's a lot older and bigger than the little plywood one Dad has in the back of our house. It doesn't have any windows like Dad's shed, just one heavy door with a new padlock on it. What was my uncle going to do in that shed in the middle of the night? I can't find an answer. So I turn it all off by thinking of Miss Showbiz singing. I think of her singing that song from the musical about Annie, another orphan, assuming I might be one, which I know I really am not. The sun'll come out tomorrow. And as I pull all my thoughts and fears into imagining her singing, I fall asleep and I dream. It's like some of the dreams I've had before. I know I'm dreaming, but I can't wake up. It's what my dad calls an aware dream. That is a dream where you know you are a dreamer, and if you are alert enough, you'll get help from your dream. Someone or something will guide you or give you a message. But I am too busy running to look for a guide. Whatever is chasing me is getting closer. I can feel its hot breath on the back of my neck, and I know its bony hands are about to grab me. But then the dream changes, and I'm in a cave. I live in that cave, and I'm not alone there. Someone is sitting in the corner of the cave, his face turned away from me. "Hold out your arm, child," he says in a rough voice. I hold my arm out toward him, and he reaches back to feel it without looking around. His long, dry fingers squeeze my forearm. "Then it's a stick. Then it's a stick," he growls. "Go into the forest and check your snares. You must eat more, my niece. Eat and grow fat." In an eye blink, I'm not in the cave, but I'm in the forest. I'm dressed in deerskin, checking the snares I've placed on the trails. I'm worried because I haven't caught anything. My uncle will be angry. And then I see motion in the brush. Something is struggling at the side of the path. It's a rabbit, its hind foot caught in one of my snares. I lift my stick to hit it, but the rabbit looks up at me and speaks. "Little sister," the rabbit says, "spare my life, and I will help you save your own life." I put down my stick and loosen the cord from the rabbit's foot. It doesn't run away when it is free. Instead, it looks me in the eye and speaks again. "Little sister," the rabbit said, "thank you for sparing me. Now I will tell you what you must know. The one you think is your uncle is not human." We're going to stop there today. Think about the story she said that her dad used to tell her about the skeleton man and how there was a rabbit that the niece saved, and then the rabbit helped the niece save her life. There's a parallel there. So think about that. And now she's had this dream, an aware dream, that her dad said, if you pay attention, they give you signs. So in this dream, the rabbit says to her, your uncle is not human. So you need to think about what he might be if he's really her uncle or how he found out all about her. So think about that. I hope you enjoyed your little bit of quiet time. I miss you guys. Stay tuned for the next chapter. Bye.